This is the answer key to the trends with resistance, conductance, and flow rate worksheet. We can see over here that we have a series circuit first. And so when we're talking about the series circuit, if we increase the number of bulbs, then the magnitude of the compass deflection will decrease. And when the compass deflection decreases, what that tells us is that the flow rate, or the current, is decreasing. So just get used to the idea that the compass is measuring the flow rate, or the compass is measuring the current. This change in charge flow rate suggests an increase in the overall resistance. Remember that resistance opposes the flow of the charge. And here's a new word for us, conductance. We talked about a tiny bit in class. Conductance is the opposite of resistance. So if resistance is really high, conductance is really low, or things that are good conductors are really bad resistors, or things that are good resistors are really bad conductors. So if you have an increase in the resistance, you have a decrease in the conductance. And in this kind of circuit, we saw that the bulb brightness would decrease as you added more bulbs. Then we go the other way. If you decrease the number of bulbs in series, the magnitude of the compass deflection will increase. And again, remember that the compass deflection tells us the flow rate. So if the compass deflection increases, that tells us that the flow rate is increasing. And the flow rate increases when the resistance decreases. And conductance and resistance are inverses of each other. They're the opposite of each other. So if the resistance is decreasing, then the conductance is increasing. And if you take more and more bulbs out of the circuit in series, the bulb brightness will increase. Next, we had a parallel circuit. And if we add bulbs in parallel, the compass deflection over here actually increases. And the change in compass deflection suggests that the flow rate increases. Because remember that the compass tells us the flow rate. The compass tells us how much current there is in that wire. So if the compass deflection increases, there's more flow rate or more current in that wire. The change in the flow rate suggests that the overall resistance is decreasing. And that change means that the conductance is increasing. And then here's the weirdness. If we add bulbs in parallel, bulb brightness stays the same. If we decrease the number of bulbs in parallel, the magnitude of the compass deflection will decrease. When the compass deflection decreases, that means that there is a decrease in the charge flow rate, or a decrease in the current. And if the current decreases, that means that the resistance is increasing. And remembering again the new word conductance. Conductance is the opposite of resistance. So an increase in resistance means a decrease in conductance. And as we decrease the number of bulbs in parallel, the brightness stays the same. And those are the trends in resistance, conductance, and flow rate.